Welcome to the following presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ESPN.
Welcome to ESPN's Afternoon College Football, delivered by Papa John's. AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, hosts the annual Southwest Classic between rivals Arkansas and Texas A&M for the final time before the game returns to SEC campuses next season. It's been a series dominated by the Aggies, winning 11 of the last 12, entering today's showdown in Arlington. Texas A&M bust in yesterday from Bryan College Station, about a 3-hour drive, while the Razorbacks, 349 miles away, took a short flight to this major recruiting base for both teams. Arkansas at 3-1, 1-0 in the SEC, has not started conference play 2-0 since 2006. Texas A&M ranked 24th, also 3-1, 1-0 in conference play, looking to make a statement that it's back as an SEC contender. And hi, everybody. Dave Passion, Dusty Dvorak. We'll check in with Taylor McGregor here in a minute. It's such a cool game, unique atmosphere. NFL Stadium, full house, split 50-50, loud on every play. And for A&M, trying to get the fan base to believe again after back-to-back disappointing seasons, year one of the Mike Elko era. And for Arkansas, talking with Sam Pittman, the head coach, he acknowledges he's on the hot seat and how badly they need this game. And he told us yesterday, if we win this game, watch out.
And they're coming into this game with a lot of confidence. It meant a lot to go on the road and win at Auburn. And he told his team all week, this is for a trophy. The last game here at Jerry World between these two, the winning team gets to take that home. And he told us when they step on the field with Taylen Green, they feel they got a chance to win every game. This Aggies football team, they've got an excellent defensive line, several NFL talented players. They're going to put Taylen Green, this offense, to the test here today. And at 3-1, it's a good start for Mike Elko. This could be a big springboard with a favorable schedule in front of him. And Mike Elko did not deny any part that this is a championship game type of atmosphere here in Arlington.
The biggest issue for A&M has been health at the quarterback position, and with the latest on that, let's check in with Taylor.
Well, Dave, Marcel Reed will start for the third straight week. Connor Wigman had too much pain in his shoulder to even go through warm-up, so he is unavailable. Jalen Henderson would be the backup if needed. Now, Mike Elko told me his final message to Reed is take a deep breath and go play. They want to be balanced offensively, and they want him to be ready to take shots downfield to pick up those explosive plays if needed.
Last time in Arlington, A&M, Arkansas, big game in the SEC. Kickoff is next. Welcome back to Arlington. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. At the stadium that Jerry Jones built, and the series at least played in this building that he orchestrated as an Arkansas alum. The Razorbacks and the Aggies. A&M won the toss and deferred, so Arkansas will get the ball first. Isaiah Sategna, dangerous return man, is deep for Arkansas. It'll be a touchback, and so Arkansas starts on its 25-yard line. It's not Aikman, Irving, and Emmett, but Arkansas has its own triplets. Taylen Green from Louisville, Texas, about 25 miles north of AT&T Stadium. His #1 target, Andrew Armstrong, played at Bishop Dunn High School, and Jaquindon Jackson, the SEC's leading rusher, also from the DFW area. And Green, a transfer from Boise State, has the most rushing yards by a Power 4 quarterback, but he's going to lose yardage on the first play. Nick Scorton with the takedown back at the 23 for a loss of 2.
And a name to keep an eye on all day. Nick Scorton, so big, so strong, one of the best defensive ends in all of college football, already making his impact on the first snap of the ball game.
4.5 tackles for a loss for the transfer from Purdue. Led the Big Ten in sacks last year. A swing pass out in space and a gain of 2. Sategna dropped immediately. Des Ricks True freshman Alabama transfer. Backup corner made the hit.
Aggressive out there for this Aggies defense. Nice play on the perimeter. Trying to get the ball to Satania. He's got great speed. Nothing going on this Aggies defense. Now third and long situation. If you're the Aggies pass rush, you've got to be mindful of Taylen Green. Nothing's down the field. His ability to pick up plays with his legs.
In trouble, steps up, and now throws a deep ball, going for Tesla. Caught inside the 30. Tesla gonna take it in. Touchdown, Arkansas. Maybe the defense thought exactly what you said. They froze thinking Green was going to run, and then he hoisted it downfield. Kyle Ramsey on for the point after Taylen Green's 5th touchdown pass of the season. Seven 0 Razorbacks.
Well, what a play by Taylen Green. You've got to be so smart as a defensive line and keep him corralled. Really nice job stepping up in that B gap. He avoids the initial pressure, steps up, but keeps his eyes down the field. They've been looking for another receiver to emerge, and it's Tesla beats Jaden Hill in man-to-man coverage. And an excellent throw from Taylen Green to Isaac Tesla. What a huge play on the first third down of this ball game.
And how cool for Taylen Green, who grew up not only as a Cowboys fan, but went to games when he was growing up. He loved high school football when he was in grade school. And Kyler Murray at that time was winning all the state championships, and he would love to come to the games and watch Kyler Murray play. They both can run, but there's about an 8-inch difference in height. But you see the ball placement and accuracy on the deep ball for both. And Taylen Green gets the Razorbacks quickly on the board. Devin Bale will boot it deep. True freshman Terry Bussey awaits on the goal line for Texas A&M. Touchback. And so Marcel Reed will operate on his 25-yard line to start. Connor Wigman was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. Got hurt against Notre Dame. Injured his shoulder in a loss, but he started week 2 against McNeese. But his shoulder was bothering him. Marcel Reed came in the game, finished the game, and then started the last 2 games. A win at Florida and a 6-point win over Bowling Green. No interceptions in those games. 5 touchdowns accounted for.
Well, he has been very good these last couple of games, especially as a runner, dynamic, and a big element of this offense under Colin Klein.
He's from Nashville, Tennessee, but has some family here in the Dallas area. They run it on first down to Le'Veon Moss. And Xavier Sorry on the spin down after a gain of a couple.
Going to be one of the huge matchups in this game. This run defense of Arkansas, top 15 in all of college football. They have been stingy all year, and it's a top 10 rush offense for the Aggies. Their offensive line has played very well, and it's going to be a chess match all day long.
Reed going to throw on second down. Fires complete across the 30 to Noah Thomas. This is 11th catch. He had 5 last week in a narrow victory against Bowling Green. It brings up third down at about 4.
Marcel Reed really good in these spots on the perimeter. You can give him a run pass option. Got to be mindful through this Arkansas front of his ability to run with the football.
Looking to the sideline, but with the play clock now under 15, that communication to the headset is cut off, and the pass too high. Barber the intended target, but he was going to be short had he caught it. Danico Slaughter was waiting to make the hit, and it's a 3-and-out for the Aggies.
A little bit of pressure in the face from Eric Gregory inside defensive tackle. Marcel Reed unable to see over the top of him. Pass floats too high. And a quick stop for this Arkansas defense.
True freshman Tyler White on to punt. He had one block last week against Bowling Green. And Satania, the deep man for Arkansas, standing at his 25. And a short line drive. Satania makes the fair catch as he goes to the ground about the 34-yard line. So only a 36-yard punt. Arkansas's offense right back on the field after Taylen Green showing off the arm talent just outside a minute into the game in Arkansas. All right, Dustin, let's take a look at our impact players delivered by Papa John's.
A couple of running backs on display today. The SEC leader, Jaquindon Jackson for Arkansas. And Le'Veon Moss has been really good for this Aggies offense. They're number 8 in the country in rushing yards. Both physical downhill runners that have a big impact on this matchup here today.
Now Jackson leads the conference in rushing. Got 8 touchdowns, the fastest Arkansas running back to get to that number since 1995. And think of all the good backs they've had the last 2 decades. And here he is. And he gets good yardage, about 6 out to the 38. Bobby Petrino, in his first year back at Arkansas as the offensive coordinator, was the head coach here from 2008 to 2011. He told us yesterday he remembered coming to this stadium, meeting Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, and hearing the pitch for this game with AT&T Stadium opening in 2009 for the Arkansas A&M game to be moved here. And again, this is the last time they'll play in Arlington. Be in Fayetteville next year. Been a few times during this stretch where the games haven't been here. You had COVID, where it was played on campus, and also a couple times after A&M joined the SEC. They were longtime Southwest Conference members until 1991. Green in trouble, flushed out, being chased, throws on the run, got outside the pocket. Cassius Howell with pressure.
Nice job. It's the second time we've seen Cassius Howell come inside and give that pressure to Taylen Green. Last third down, Green was able to evade it, find someone down the field, could not locate anybody open, but a good start for the stand-up linebacker Cassius Howell, winning for a second time here early.
You look at the difference in completion percentage. When it's off schedule, he's on the run, maybe off balance. Sometimes he's better, and you saw it on that touchdown pass.
Andrew Armstrong up top.
That is his favorite target. He throws to him more than anybody. Green again on the run, backing up, and incomplete pass downfield. Green took a shot too. He's been hitting a lot in this 2-week span. Solomon DeShields had pressure that time.
Well, it's a good job by DeShields. So they're going to bring pressure off the edge, and then DeShields is going to sit back and spot. He's going to sit and wait. He's going to mirror Taylen Green, and then he's going to bring pressure right now as soon as he evades the pocket. Hands in his face. Well defense there by Jay Bateman's bunch in getting off the field on third down.
So Hale will punt it away. Terry Bussey, a true freshman, is deep as the return man on 4th and 5. High kick, but out of bounds, short. The official running up the sideline will spot it at the 29.
Pasher always wanted to talk about offense, offense, offense. Let's talk a little defense as we take a look at some defensive dudes in today's matchup, and we got a couple of them. We saw Nick Scorton on the opening play. Such a powerful player, so good against the run. And then Landon Jackson, we haven't called his name yet, but he's got length and strength. And Mel Kiper has these as the top 2 defensive ends in the upcoming NFL draft. A lot of talent on this field. And boy, it starts with a couple of outstanding defensive ends for both sides.
They're going to run it on first down. And out to the 34 is Moss before he's wrestled down by Sori. What I love about that animation is how if you look really closely, you see a number 94 with blonde hair flowing out the back of his helmet. And that was an ode to our guy here, Dusty. Yes, he had long blonde hair when he played. He also weighed about 70 pounds more.
A little bit larger. I'm more excited about these guys on the field here today. make an impact on this football game.
Now 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard run for Moss. And a low snap. Here's Moss off the left side with some room. And a first down to the 42-yard line. Again, Arkansas 14th in the country in rush defense. A&M 8th in rushing offense.
Little pin and pull outside, down block with Ostrom. They pull around. Trey Zune, the offensive tackle, well schemed up there on that first down run.
Long throw caught in Arkansas territory and a broken tackle. Noah Thomas down the sideline into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M. 58-yard catch and run, and a chance to tie the game. We've had 2 3-play, 70-yard drives already in this game in less than 5 minutes, one by each team. Second touchdown of the season for Thomas. 5th touchdown pass for Marcel Reed. And the point after evens the game at 7-all.
Well, crazy things happen here in Jerry World in this game. And it's Noah Thomas with an excellent route. It starts with the route. He gets the DB to get turned around, starts up, works his way out. And it's Keon Stewart who gets turned around and has no chance. And then the big 6'6", 200-pound wide receiver makes one man miss, and it's heels to the field, and the Aggies with a big counter touchdown, all tied up here in Jerry World.
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some. And in part by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 19 hotel brands, 1 loyalty program. Download the app.
The Cadets marching through Fort Worth for the final time. Back in 2009 when this game moved to AT&T Stadium. That became an annual tradition. Touchback, and so it'll be Arkansas ball at the 25. Well, don't forget tonight on ABC, number 2 Georgia at number 4 Alabama. We need to get Miss Terry as the picker for College Game Day every week for the rest of the season. She was terrific. By the way, first regular season Alabama Georgia game on our networks since 2008. Alabama was ranked 8th. Georgia was ranked 3rd. Bama won 41-30, was up 31-0 at halftime. You look at the last 7 years, 4 of the last 7 championships have gone to one of the 2 schools. Rodney Hill out past the 30 for a gain of about 7 on the play.
It doesn't get any bigger. It doesn't get any better than Georgia-Bama taking center stage. Game day was fantastic. I actually thought Miss Terry's football IQ might be higher than Coach Saban, so take that for what you will. But
so you can say that now that he's a colleague.
That's right.
But you said that last year. You were getting a phone call.
I'd be done. I'd be done. It's gonna be a fun game tonight, though, man.
2nd and 3. Play action. Green dumping it off. First down. It's Satania, as again they're getting the ball out of the hand of Talon Green quickly here today.
I like that play call. You know, first down, you get a nice chunk run, little play action, move Satania in motion, like to move that pocket. We showed you the graphic earlier. Talon Green, so much better on the move, off schedule. That's a design, move the pocket, nice easy throw, and as you mentioned, get the ball out quick. And good things happen.
He's been taking so many hits. He's been sacked 9 times in 3 games. Plus, it gets him in a rhythm. And he's getting used, as there's a flag down movement by Arkansas, getting used to the speed of SEC football. Remember, he's been playing at Boise State.
False start on the offense, number 63. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it remains first down.
And that's something that Coach Petrino told us yesterday. He wants him not only get the ball out quicker, but put some more zip on the ball, because the corners in the SEC, they're going to break on the ball quicker than the guys he was playing against in the Mountain West, and he's taking some time to get used to it.
I think that was a little eye-opening for Talon last week on the road at Auburn. That SEC speed, these SEC defenses, there's going to be a little bit of an acclimation period for him throughout this season.
Green on 1st and 15 from the pocket. Throws complete. Jackson out of the backfield. And he stumbled and tripped out of play, but got the first down. A gain of 16. Jackson's 6th catch of the season. They want to get him more involved in the passing game.
And he has been so good this year catching the ball. Bobby Petrino told us yesterday, got to get him touches, the former quarterback. A lot of space out in front. Good design. Torian York, the linebacker, was in man-to-man coverage. He gets caught up in the trash. And an easy pitch and catch for another first down.
Said he wants 5 catches a game from Jaquindon Jackson, along with all the carries he's going to get. Green hit again on a high pass. Trying for tight end Luke Hasz. Got off to a good start, but has been quiet. Just 1 catch the last 2 games. 2nd and 10.
Nick scored. Watch him come shot out of a cannon off the edge here. And a big shot on Taylen Green. He's unaccounted for. He's unblocked. And he makes the quarterback feel it.
Already a tackle for a loss in this game for Scorton. Preseason 2nd team All-America. He's from Bryan College Station, but he was not heavily recruited by A&M. He went to Purdue and transferred back home to play for the Aggies here in his final season. Green keeps it and dragged down at the 46-yard line by Torian York. Damian Sanford actually made the tackle, so a pickup of about 3.
That's going to be an area throughout the course of this game to keep an eye on. That mesh point, that point of where Taylen Green makes that decision, give it to the running back, or do I keep it? Elects to keep it that time, and it's well defense and a good tackle in the open field by Sanford.
Arkansas, the number 2 third down offense in the country. They bring pressure. Green doesn't see it. He's hit. The ball comes out, and it was recovered by Blackstock, the right tackle for Arkansas. Jaden Hill with the sack, forced fumble, and Arkansas will punt.
Well, Jay Bateman dialing up some pressure here on this 3rd down. They're going to be the aggressor and come after. See Jaden Hill come from depth, gets home right as Taylen Green tries to deliver that football. Ball's out. Good on Blackstock to get on top of that football.
And yet another shot taken by Taylen Green. He's a big guy, 6'6", 230, but they fake the punt here, and tons of room. Bale going to have the first down. He holds on to it as they try to chop it out, and the Razorbacks in business inside the Aggie 30-yard line after a 26-yard run by the punter.
Wow. Sam Pittman pulling out the stops. 4th and 15, Dave pass from your own side, and you dial up the fake punt. The entire punt return unit of A&M all bailed. Nobody pays attention. Freeze it right there, guys. Look at that hole. Wide open. Clearly something that they saw on film during the week. And boy, did they execute at a high level. What a call and what execution by the Hawks.
Here comes Sategna on the jet sweep. Stays in bounds. Juking defenders. And down he goes at the 14. But that's a gain of 15 and another Razorback first down.
Well, Sategna's got such good speed. Just a jet sweep. Gets to the perimeter. Nice job by Andrew Armstrong. Getting enough outside to help secure the edge. Sategna, you could tell, Pass, they wanted to find somebody else outside of Andrew Armstrong at receiver to get touches. They really tried to feature Sategna here early in this first quarter.
So a fresh set of downs. And here's Green on the boot. Gets rid of it. And Sategna caught it. Wrapped up and thrown down at the 8. But that's a good pickup on first down of about 8 yards. Trey Jones III made the tackle as we near 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter.
Well, this is the 2nd time we've seen this. Sategna coming across. So this is a fake toss, work him back across, a little misdirection, just get him the ball out in space. Another easy throw and another touch for Isaiah Sategna here in this first quarter.
From Fayetteville, Jackson on the perimeter, inside the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkansas. rushing touchdowns for Jaquindon Jackson in just over 4 games played.
Well, I want you to take a look at the left tackle, Carmona. Just a really good job getting up to that linebacker, Sanford. Also a nice job by Broden, the wide receiver. And that's just a walk-in touchdown for Jaquindon Jackson, who knows a thing or two about finding the end zone.
Jaquindon Jackson grew up in Dallas. Bobby Petrino liked him coming out of high school because he was a dual-threat quarterback. He went to Utah, played some quarterback there, eventually switched to running back full-time, transferred to Arkansas, and has had a great season. But, of course, it was set up by the fake punt. Devin Bale running for 26 yards, setting up the Razorbacks inside the Aggie 30, and they pay it off with a Jackson touchdown to take the lead 14-7.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
And it's played out so much more intrigue with every regular season game. With the expanded playoff, there were some folks that wondered, would it take away from the regular season? No, it has enhanced it. You think about Ole Miss losing today, but obviously still very much alive for a playoff spot, and of course the SEC title. A lot of fireworks here in the first half, and it all started with this terrific play by Taylon Green.
Boy, evades the rush, eyes down the field, and an absolute dot to Tesla. Anything you can do, I'll match, says Marcel Reed. Finds an open Thomas. Thomas makes Stewart miss. And then how about Sam Pittman? Calling for the fake punt, executed perfectly. And Jaquindon Jackson finishes off the drive with the second Hogs touchdown. Fireworks indeed. Here in the final time, we'll have the Southwest Classic at Jerry World.
And think about this, coming in, A&M had given up 9 first-half points all season and already 14 allowed here in the first half. Reed in trouble, and the true freshman takes off and gets belted at the 30-yard line by Davier. Brad Spence also trying to track him down. Gain of about 4 for Reed.
Boy, good blitz coming downhill like Anthony Switzer. But you see that ability from Marcel Reed, be able to just sidestep that pressure, and a nice pickup when there was nothing there. Good job by the redshirt freshman quarterback.
They got true freshman receiver Bussey in the backfield, and he's dropped by Spence after a gain of 1 or 2. Now, Travis Williams, the defensive coordinator for Arkansas, is a up-and-coming coach in college football. He told us yesterday in our conversation with him that Marcel Reed is like Allen Iverson. You saw it on first down. He's going to break you down with a crossover. He tried it on first down, but Arkansas was disciplined. They got him to the ground, and now it's 3rd down and 4. Reed steps up and drilled short of the line to gain at the 33. That was Landon Jackson, a guy you touched on earlier, Dusty, with the big hit, and A&M will punt it away.
Well, they dialed up a pressure, but they dropped Landon Jackson back. As he sits back, nice job identifying Marcel Reed, going to try to pick it up with his legs, and Landon Jackson with a nice tackle and getting his defense off the field. You touched on it, Travis Williams, the job he's done with this Arkansas defense. Last year you saw major improvement. The improvement continues. His personality, his energy, man, it's infectious on this Arkansas team.
Excellent punt, driving Satania back, and he fields it inside his 10, and he signaled for the fair catch. They'll spot it at the 8-yard line. Travis Williams, who played at Auburn, was rewarded for his great defensive call by head coach Sam Pittman after the game last week.
I've never done this yet, but I'm doing it tonight. Game ball, coach.
And Williams told us first time he's gotten a game ball in 15 years. The last time was when he was a GA at Auburn in 2009. Gene Chizik was the head coach then. Gave him the game ball as a GA. Was an excellent player at Auburn. Played a little bit with the Falcons when Bobby Petrino was actually the head coach. Now they're working together. Here's a pitch, and Jackson wrapped up at the 5 and spilled. Now let's check in with Taylor down in the field.
Travis Williams' energy is infectious on the sidelines as well, Dave. He moved down from the booth to the field this year because he wanted to be able to look his players in the eye, and I can tell they feel the energy. Just moments ago, he had them all riled up talking about how good of a start they're off to.
Now it's A&M's turn on defense, getting a 2-yard setback on first down. Green hits Armstrong. Great move in the open field. Armstrong past the 20, out past the 30, and finally brought down after a gain of 27 yards at the 33.
Well, just too much space out there for Javon Thomas. He's given ground, and he takes a poor angle. You got to get the receiver on the ground. But boy, Andrew Armstrong, one of the best in the SEC. Nice job of fading that initial defender, getting up the field, and a big chunk play to flip field position to pick up a first down.
There's 13 more catches than anybody else on the team, and he missed the game due to injury. He is the go-to receiver for Taylor Green as the ball's on the ground. Green picks it up and looks to run, and he's dragged down for a loss of 10 back at the 23-yard line by Javon Thomas.
Well, Javon Thomas missed the last tackle on the previous play. He's not going to miss this tackle. It looked like Taylor Green started moving before he took the snap. That snap was right there about waist high. He tries to make something out of nothing, but well defensed by Javon Thomas and a big negative play.
And that's been the issue with Taylor Green. For every magical play, you see something like that where it costs his team 9 yards. He'll throw here to Tesla. An immediate tackle at the 31 after a gain of 7. Dalton Brooks is getting a lot more playing time because the starter at safety, Bryce Anderson, going to have a limited action today because of his shoulder injury. He made the tackle. 3rd and 12 coming up.
Arkansas wants to stay out of these positions. We did see earlier a 3rd and long situation. Obviously, Taylor Green able to make a big play down the field. So far, A&M has been very aggressive coming after Taylor Green. A lot of bodies along the line of scrimmage here.
They rush 4 instead, and Green swings it out to Jackson at the 30 and tripped up at the 32-yard line. So just a 1-yard gain. DeShields got him to the ground, and so Arkansas will punt it back to A&M when we start the second quarter.
Show pressure there, bail out, and nice job. Solomon DeShields. Jay Bateman told us he'd have a bigger role, showing good speed, getting Jaquinda Jackson on the ground.
A ton of first quarter fireworks in Arlington, and it's the Razorbacks by 7 after 1. Welcome back to Arlington. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Dave Pasch, Dustin Dvorak, Taylor McGregor. ESPN's afternoon college football delivered by Papa John's. Arkansas up 14-7 on Texas A&M. The Razorbacks looking to go to 2-0 for the first time in 18 years. A&M with the lone loss against Notre Dame, also trying to get to 2-0 in league action, and some movement by Arkansas pre-snap setting up for the punt.
False start on the offense, number 20. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it remains 4th down.
Arkansas returns home next week to play Tennessee. They've only had 1 game in Fayetteville this season. Signaling for the fair catch and securing it at the 19-yard line is Bussey. Time now for our sideline report presented by Chili's. Taylor McGregor and Coach Pittman.
A lot of points early. What has your attention, Coach?
Well, we're so inconsistent on offense. We got a bad snap down here. Seems like we do something well, and then we have a bad snap. We have an offsides. We got to be better, more consistent. We got to protect the quarterback. That's what we said coming in here, and we're not doing a very good job of it. Defensively, we said don't give up explosive plays, and all they've done all night is had 1 play in this first quarter, and it went for 6. So we've got to get the guy on the ground down here when he catches a 10-yard catch. We got to get him on the ground. Good job by the punter on the fake. and good job of making that happen. Good job of offense scoring. But we got to settle down. We got to play better up front. We got to protect the guy and protect Kalen. And defensively, just can't give up big plays. And we're playing pretty good defensively.
Thank you, Coach. Dave?
That might be a record for in between quarter interviews. Usually the coaches, it's like 5 words and get back to your team. But it was a Pittman podcast right there.
Thorough, very thorough explanation of where we're at.
On 2nd and 10 after no gain on first down, a pass play to the sideline to Noah Thomas and shoved out of bounds after a gain of about 8. 3rd down and short coming up.
This is exactly where Colin Klein wants this offense to be, the left side of the offensive line. Chase Basantis, Trey Zoon, that's the strength of this offensive line. And Amari Daniels in there right now. He is a thick, physical runner. See if they trust that left side of the offensive line.
Daniels had a couple touchdowns against McNeese week 2. They give it to him here, puts his helmet down, and wow, what a block by Basantis, the left guard. And Landon Jackson's really upset. He got mauled that time as A&M moves the chains.
Well, right on cue, just go behind your best guys on the left side. Basantis going to do a nice job here on Landon Jackson, giving just enough push to allow Daniels to move the chains.
So Jackson had a case of that. Looked like hands to the face that time by Basantis. It is a first down. E.J. Smith, Emmitt Smith's son, in the game. Play fake. Reed looking, firing, broken up at midfield, incomplete. Marquise Robinson there defensively. It was intended for Noah Thomas.
Well, this is outstanding coverage down the field. The pocket was clean. Plenty of time for Marcel Reed to get down, look down the field and survey. And this is Robinson, kind of running the route for Noah Thomas, getting that hand in there without creating the contact. Nice pass breakup. It is tough sled today, Mr. Pash, against this Arkansas run defense. We talked about this coming in. It was all about Texas A&M, their ability to run the football, top 10 rushing offense coming in. And Arkansas was going to have to be up for the task. They've done a good job at the line of scrimmage here early on in this game.
Just a great scene today. College game day. Can't wait for tonight. Primetime ABC. Georgia and Alabama. Neither of these two teams play either this year. A&M and Arkansas. 14-7 Razorbacks. 3rd and 10 for A&M from its 31. Reed dropping back all day, but everybody's covered. Now hoists it complete. A first down in Razorback territory to Cyrus Allen. And it's a gain of 22.
Well, the protection was so good all day to allow this route to come open. Just nowhere. It's just a 3-man rush, and they give Marcel Reed plenty of time. And credit Cyrus Allen with zone coverage to the back end, and he found an open space.
Reed stepping up here and taking off. There's that crossover that defensive coordinator Travis Williams warned his team about. Danico Slaughter on the tackle. Reed is 9th in the SEC in rushing, and he's averaging about 72 per game. He's the first to rush for 80 yards or more and throw 2 or more touchdown passes in 2 straight games since Johnny Manziel's Heisman season of 2012.
Both of these defensive lines have to be so mindful of the quarterback tucking it and getting yardage on pass plays, some space in the middle of that offensive line, and Marcel Reed with a nice pickup.
Gain of 7 on 2nd and 3. Here's Smith, and He's bottled up, no running room. Tackled by Xavier Sorey at the 42. They lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, Xavier Sorey, man, he can just make plays as well as anybody. You're going to see at linebacker. He's got just such athletic traits on the blitz, shrugs off the blocker, makes a nice tackle for loss. They're going to heat him up, showing pressure here.
And it's Reed taking off and spun down short of the line to gain. And they might go for it. Perhaps that's the reason why they called that play there on 3rd down and 6. It's a gain of about 4 for Reed.
What's a design quarterback counter from Colin Klein. Trusting his quarterback, well defended. A nice tackle by Jaden Johnson. There's no doubt that's 4-down territory. You got to think Mike Elko told his offensive coordinator prior to that, you got 2 plays to pick this up.
Arkansas stacking the box and movement by Texas A&M.
False start on the offense, number 55. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it remains 4th down.
Armaje Reed Adams moved, and so now Texas A&M will have to punt it away.
And you see the frustration on Mike Elko's face. Well, it is loud down there on the field. That little flinch is all it takes. Mike Elko not going to be happy about his right guard.
So Tyler White on to punt it away to Satania. Early 2nd quarter in Arlington, 14-7 Arkansas. That's kicked in the middle of the field, and Satania has it at the 9. So Taylon Green and the Razorbacks offense back on the field when we return to AT&T Stadium in Arlington.
ESPN College Football, delivered by Papa John's, is brought to you by Allstate and the Allstate AFCA Good Works team, recognizing the athletes for their good work off the field. Visit ESPN.com/Allstate to learn more.
Stop drooling at the cherry pie over there, Dusty. Texas State Fair.
That's a funnel cake day. Come on.
Kicked off yesterday. Of course, it's the centerpiece of the Red River rivalry, which will be the first time now that 2 SEC teams are playing in that. Same teams, of course, Texas, Oklahoma. 2 weeks.
Can't wait. Texas State Fair, growing up here in the Dallas Metro, a staple of this part of the state, just opened up here this past week.
Arkansas backed up 1st down on its 9-yard line. And 2 men back to help protect as Green hands it off. And Jackson fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by Texas A&M. Shamar Stewart knocked it out of the hands of Jaquindon Jackson.
Well, I've been waiting to call this man's name all game because he jumps off the tape. And we talked with Jay Bateman. What are you going to do at the mesh point to deal with Taylon Green? And he said, we're going to attack it. You're going to force the issue, and this is exactly what Shamar Stewart does. Shot out of a cannon, coming off the edge, and he's just going to meet him right at the mesh point. It's an excellent job by Shamar Stewart.
And Scooby Williams comes up with the fumble recovery. The coaches raved about Stewart's growth and improvement, saying he might be the most improved player in the team, and it's plays like that that may change the game completely, because now A&M has the ball at the Arkansas 10, 1st and goal.
6'6", 290, extremely athletic, and a massive play to change the momentum here in this ball game.
It's going to be Moss on 1st down, and he gets dropped at the 5. Big hit by Davier, but still a gain of 5 for Le'Veon Moss, who had 100 yards rushing in this game last year. An A&M win. They've won 11 of the last 12 meetings, and they're looking to tie the game here. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Le'Veon Moss runs with physicality, power, highly recruited, coming out of high school. Had a great start to the season. Talked with running backs coach Trooper Taylor before the game, and he was just raving about Le'Veon Moss and what he's been to this offense this year.
Reed gonna keep it here, and Reed's into the end zone for the touchdown. Two plays after the turnover, Marcel Reed hits pay dirt. His second rushing touchdown of the year.
Boy, that's Colin Klein written all over it. Pull Basantis out in front. You fake the jet sweep, and it's the quarterback right up the midline. Excellent execution on the touchdown.
Colin Klein, who was a Heisman Trophy finalist when he played at Kansas State the year Johnny Manziel won it in 2012. Spent the last 7 years as a coach at K-State, now the OC for Texas A&M.
Boy, it starts with the defense. Shamar Stewart, this talented defensive line, comes up with a massive play in the takeaway. And it's the redshirt freshman Marcel Reed in the end zone. We're all tied. One more look at that turnover created by Shamar Stewart. And they were talking about the mesh and attacking the mesh. And you'll see Taylon Green. He sees Stewart coming. He's late to make a decision. Indecisive. Ball never gets quite taken by Jaquinton Jackson. Huge fumble. And all of a sudden now, A&M's got this game tied up.
Arkansas will start on the 25 after the touchback. Let's check in with Taylor.
And when Shamar Stewart came to the sideline, it was Nick Scorton who put the biggest smile on his face. He looked him in the eye and said, "That's why you're that guy. This touchdown is all you." And I love that because coaches talked about how Nick Scorton has really helped Shamar Stewart develop as a player by showing him what it looks like to work and really work and become an elite college football player. Stewart has always had talent, but it's really been Nick Scorton who's helped elevate his work ethic to match that talent.
And Taylor, those are the type of players that Mike Elko is targeting. Guys like Nick Scorton, who are older, who have had success elsewhere, who can help the young guys develop. Play action pass. Green in trouble, spins away from the defender, and there's Shamar Stewart chasing him, and the ball incomplete, nearly picked off over on the sideline by Hill. Both Stewart and York were in the backfield for A&M.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Jay Bateman is just bringing pressure, more pressure coming off the edge here once again. This time going to bring the safety. Dalton Brooks walked up, flushing. Taylon Green, we're giving him a lot of different looks, being very aggressive. And right now, Taylon Green, he's struggling.
He'll throw it here, and the ball is thrown high, incomplete. Trying to hit Tyrone Broden. You look at Taylon Green's last two games, completion percentage around 40%. And he got off to a good start here, but has struggled the last couple series. We talked with Sam Pittman and asked him, do you spend much time with him? He said, no, I pretty much let Coach Petrino do that. But when I do talk to him, it's all positive. It's encouragement. We need to keep his confidence up, and you can see it wavering right now. Third and long. Green in trouble. Gets out of there. And throws it away. Took another hit as he was going to the sideline. Shamar Stewart over there again. Green a little slow to his feet.
I mean, this time it's Trey Jones. I mean, they're just bringing different players from all over the place, and this has got to be driving Sam Pittman crazy. They continue to have breakdowns in protection, free runner off the edge, forcing Taylon Green outside the pocket. The coverage is good down the field. And another big stop here by Texas A&M.
Midway point of the second quarter. Game tied at 14 apiece. A&M should get decent field position. Devin Bale, the punter, had a 26-yard run on a fake punt in the first quarter that set up the go-ahead touchdown at the time for Arkansas. That's up near the Jumbotron. Brings some rain, and fair caught at the 33. Kick off your Week 4 NFL Sunday with the Countdown crew. They'll take a deep look into the 2018 draft class. Plus Sal Powell sitting down with Saquon Barkley. Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 Eastern, ESPN. 2 Monday Night Football games this week. You got Huntley starting for the Dolphins. That was announced today as they take on the Titans. And then 5 teams are 3-0. The Seahawks are one of them in the post-Pete Carroll era. They take on the Lions at 8 Eastern time. 3 of the 5 that are still 3-0 are definitely surprises this year.
How about the resurgence of Sam Darnold there in Minnesota? Unbelievable. Did not expect Pittsburgh, Minnesota, or Seattle 3-0. Great starts of the year for those teams.
On first down, Reed pulls it back, looks deep, fires down the sideline, and overshoots his receiver, Cyrus Allen. Robinson at good coverage down the rail.
Really good coverage down the field. Second time we've seen Robinson doing a nice job man-to-man. Marcel Reed just a little bit too much on that throw.
Look at the numbers for Reed. Again, Connor Wigman is the starter, but this is the 3rd straight game that he's not playing. Reed played just a few games last year before redshirting, getting the start again. 2-0 as a starter. They run it. And Moss grabbed and dragged down after a 4-yard gain. That was Sorey again with the hit. 3rd down coming up.
We've seen Travis Williams be aggressive in these spots, trying to bring some pressure on Marcel Reed.
Need to get to the 44-yard line.
The pressure.
We've seen them back off, though, a couple times when they've shown that, but here they come. And Reed hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. There was a lot of contact downfield. Sorey had pressure. Trey Watson was the intended target. There was some contact downfield. Mike Elko saw the same thing we did, but no flag.
They're going to bring both inside backers, and they're able to get home, but it's Sorey working on Le'Veon Moss. Gives a swing move to the running back, and you touched on it down the field. It was Larry Worth III with the contact. But little surprise. Trey Watson looks around for the flag, but no flag to be found.
A&M will punt it right back to Arkansas after the 3-and-out. They almost got to that kick, and another moonshot. Satania, a teammate, flew right by him. We saw that against Oklahoma State, and Satania coughed up the ball in a similar situation. Tesla almost ran into him. And now a quick word from Cheez-It.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
So Arkansas, the 1st and 10 on its 15-yard line. A pitch to Jackson, and he gets walloped. No gain. Brought down at the 15-yard line. Ratcliffe in there with a hit, along with Johnson. Since the 2nd touchdown drive for Arkansas, 3 possessions: punt, fumble, punt. They've had only 23 yards in 10 plays since.
Unable to establish the line of scrimmage. 4 tackles for loss now for Texas A&M. They've been getting several pressures, and they've been very good on 3rd down. Really seeing this Aggies defense start to settle in this ballgame.
Green throwing on 2nd and 10. And moves around and throws. Oh, nearly intercepted. Wow, that would have been a house call by Howell, who stepped in front of Jackson. Almost another disastrous mistake by Taylen Green.
Well, Taylen Green never saw him. Howell's just going to bail out, zone pressure. He's the flat player. And Taylen Green tries to check it down to his running back. Howell reads the eyes of the quarterback, steps in front. Oh, Dave, that was almost a complete disaster from Taylen Green.
Howell, Green respond. His look shaky here, in trouble, and sacked. Back at the 10-yard line, Nick Scorton.
Well, this defensive line, they've got their ears pinned back, and they're coming. You're going to see Scorton off the edge, but you're also going to see inside good pressure from Shamar Turner. Both of these guys just able to win. It's just man on man. Guard, tackle, Joshua Braun, Keyshawn Blackstock both just get beat, and it's Scorton grabbing the foot of Taylen Green. And they're feeling it right now in this Aggies defense.
And with Arkansas unable to run the ball on first down, is putting more and more pressure on that offensive line, which has struggled to protect Taylen Green, putting a ton of pressure on Green. A short punt, and it'll die at about the 46-yard line, giving A&M decent field position at the 6-minute mark. Well, this season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor here. Final time that A&M and Arkansas will play at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The series moves back to campus next year. It'll be in Fayetteville. These two teams first played in 1903. They were Southwest Conference members for a long time until the Big 12 came calling and pulled Texas A&M away, and so they came up with this series to bring the two rivals back together. And then of course A&M joined the SEC, and now they play all the time. No divisions anymore, so they won't play every year. Deflected pass by Robinson, incomplete, as Reed was trying to get that out on the edge.
Boy, they brought the corner blitz, and it's a good job by Robinson getting his hands up and the pass deflection, because there was nobody out in the flats. A lot of green grass out in front. Well done to get a hand on that football.
Travis Williams in his second year as the defensive coordinator. Future head coach for sure. Dynamic personality. Low snap. Reed scoops it up and hands it off. And Daniels powers out to the 49. A 3-yard run right into the meat grinder of that defense for Arkansas. Very physical game. And it's third down now.
Exactly what we expected coming in here. Good on good. Both these teams want to establish a line of scrimmage, and a lot of success by both run defenses here in the first half of this ball game.
We talked about Taylen Green being in third and long and how that impacts a quarterback. And now you've got the younger Marcel Reed in that situation, 3rd and 7.
Noah Thomas inside. They're moving him around.
And they bring pressure. Reed gets rid of it as he's hit and overthrows his man. Did not have time to set his feet. Trying to hit Thomas downfield. And another punt. After all the first quarter fireworks, the offenses can't do much since.
Well, Davier with a nice inside move. He's able to get home and get pressure. We continue to see Travis Williams dialing up his own blitzes, forcing that ball out just too soon. He wanted to find his big 6'6" Noah Thomas. Just doesn't have the time.
Tyler White punted away. Satania back again. The last two possessions for Arkansas have started at the 9 and at the 15. And this one will begin at about the 6 after the fair catch by Satania.
We've been talking about a lot of pressure from Texas A&M. Down up pressure. It's this talented front all throughout the course of the day. Jay Bateman said, we're going to come after Taylen Green, and they've been coming here all afternoon. And Arkansas's got to do a better job. It's one thing to get beat, as we see here on this sack from Nick Scorton, but misidentifying the pressure. And it's not just the O-line, it's the running backs as well. That was an issue, talking with Sam Pittman, that they've had the last couple of weeks. They've worked on a lot all week, and the struggles continue here in the first half, Dave.
I mean, look at the disparity, Dusty. -4 yards here in the second quarter after that great first quarter. And here's a pass that hit the defender, incomplete. Armstrong, the intended receiver, Will Lee the third in coverage. I don't think Will got his head around. Hard to tell if he interfered with Armstrong, who's down. And that could be huge. Armstrong was injured in camp and missed the season opener.
Lee just man-to-man coverage outside. You're right, he never got his head around. Little bit of contact, little pushing, but the bigger story, Armstrong down on the sidelines for the Hogs. They got to get him back in this game.
Oh, that snap was errant, but Green able to catch it, but no room to run for Jackson. He pushes the pile out for a couple yards. But another 3rd down and long facing the Razorbacks here.
Scooby Williams, nice job inside on an interior blitz. It is physical from that front 7 from A&M. Just got to be smart here in this spot. You're backed up, Dave. Got to be smart if you're Taylen Green. Think about screens, maybe quarterback draw, something easy. They're backed up. Last thing you have is a turnover in a spot like this.
Armstrong back on the field here. And Green in trouble on his goal line being chased. He's up the sideline and steps out of bounds, and it looks like he got enough to move the chains. That's where he's so dangerous with his legs in the open field. He picks up the first down.
This is exactly where he's so dangerous. That big hole opened up in the B gap, and he elects to go outside. No one has contained. So one thing when you're playing it, when you come on an inside move and you don't have contain, if there's nobody wrapping, he can take advantage. That's a big play by Taylen Green.
Otherwise, you're punting it back to A&M, and they got good field position. Here's the true freshman, Braylon Russell. Out to the 23 for 5 yards. We saw him a lot in the Auburn game. 9 of his 13 carries on the season came in that game. He's a 255-pound true freshman that Bobby Petrino said is an incredible athlete. They want to throw him the ball as well out in space.
Big body back. And as the game goes on, expect to see the workload of Braylon Russell to continue.
From Benton High School in Benton, Arkansas. 2nd and 5. Another touch here. Russell. And out to the 26 for about 3. Let's bring in Taylor.
Dave, Arkansas needs something good to happen offensively, because after their last offensive possession, there was frustration building on the sideline. Andrew Armstrong went up to the offensive line and was calling them out for their blocking, to the point where him and Keyshawn Blackstock were in each other's faces, and eventually Taylen Green had to intercept it to calm the situation down.
Wow. And Dusty, you talked about how that has been such a point of emphasis. The coaches have talked about it. Andrew, when we spoke with him this week, he talked about having to do a better job as a team protecting Taylen Green. It's not happening. Some movement by Arkansas pre-snap.
False start on the offense, number 55. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it remains 3rd down.
That's on Carmona, the left tackle. So instead of 3rd and 2, now it's 3rd and 7 for Taylen Green. WNBA playoffs roll on tomorrow. A pair of game ones in the best-of-5 semifinals. Caitlin Clark and the Fever are out. Connecticut knocked them out of the postseason and now opens up the series with Minnesota on ESPN, and on ABC got the Liberty and the Aces.
Well, it's such a punitive mistake by Carmona. You're 3rd and 2, you're running the football. Now this changes everything about the play call for Bobby Petrino.
Green's pass caught. Armstrong close to the line to gain, and it looks like he's got it at the 29. That'll likely take us down to the 2-minute timeout. 1st down, Arkansas.
Watch the strength, and you see Lee. He's got hands on him. It's a physical contest. But Andrew Armstrong, just so strong, tough to cover, able to fight through that contact and pick up a big 1st down.
And maybe that will get the confidence of Taylen Green going. Back-to-back 3rd down conversions for the Arkansas quarterback. All right, Matt. Back-to-back 3rd down conversions by Taylen Green, the Arkansas quarterback. One with his feet, the other with his arm. 2 minutes to go. 2 timeouts left, and a tie game here at the end of the 1st half. Fresh set of downs. Green from the pocket fires, and it's almost intercepted again, and he had Broden, the receiver, open. Will Lee had a better chance to make the catch, but he couldn't for A&M.
And it's a good pocket. Taylen Green steps into this throw, and it's just a misfire. As you pointed out, he's got Broden on a post in the middle of the field, and that ball well behind his intended target. And once again, lucky, Will Lee doesn't pick that pass off. Accuracy been an issue for Taylen Green the last couple of weeks.
Texas A&M. This is their first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So that will leave Texas A&M with 2. Well, we've seen the good early from Taylen Green in a play that you don't see many make, which he does.
Opening 3rd down, makes a defender miss, drops a dime down the field, drops that snap slightly behind him, could have caught it. Airmailing a pass, and this one, lucky, was not intercepted by Cassius Howell. And then the last pass we saw, just well behind his intended target. Bit of a roller coaster ride here in this 1st half from Taylen Green.
7 for his last 16. He had a 400-yard passing game against Oklahoma State, a game that Arkansas was in command, ended up losing that game in double overtime. They've won their last 2 since that loss. Green to the sideline, and wide open is Armstrong, making the catch and out of bounds at the 48-yard line for a gain of 19.
It was just such a good route by Andrew Armstrong. And he's going to run the defender Des Riggs off. Des Riggs continues to bail, gets lost. Nice find by Taylen Green. Good confident throw and a nice first down.
Green to the air again, in trouble. Scorton got pressure. Green on the run, throws on the run, and coming back to intercept the ball is Ricks, the true freshman. Bad throw by Taylen Green, getting yelled at by Bobby Petrino as we speak.
Well, Taylen Green does a good job avoiding the pressure and then just takes a chance that he does not need to take. It's an excellent job by Des Ricks, recovering, stepping in front of this pass. Taylen Green gets outside the pocket. I'm surprised he didn't just take off and run and see what he could get. Instead, he tries to force something that isn't there. That's an excellent play by Des Ricks, undercutting that route and getting a big takeaway here before halftime.
And Taylor told us during one of the breaks that in a conversation between Green and Bobby Petrino, coach told him, you can't play quarterback here and not play smart football. And we see another error. There's another conversation going on. You can probably guess it's the same type of discourse from Coach Petrino. Daniels out to the 39. Petrino did tell us yesterday that he takes hard coaching well. And you know, with Coach Petrino, you're going to get coached hard, but you're going to get coached well.
No question about that, Dave. And there's no reason to force the issue in that situation. Clearly a teachable moment and learning lesson, and we'll see if it pays off throughout the course of the rest of this game.
On 2nd and 5, Reed in trouble, got rid of it, and it's incomplete. Boy, 2 Arkansas defenders froze. I think they were worried they were going to collide, and nobody went to the ball. Let's check in with Taylor.
Seen an offensive coordinator like Bobby Petrino spend more time with his quarterback. He wants to know everything that Taylen is seeing and why he's making the decisions he's making in game. That's what I keep hearing him ask. Why? Why did you do that? Why did you do this? He wants to know everything.
I think a lot of Arkansas fans are wondering the same thing at home. Meanwhile, 3rd and 5, final minute of the first half. A&M on its 38. Reed back to throw, gets hit as he fires complete to midfield. A first down. Barber brings it in to Arkansas territory. Clock will stop to reset the chains.
Well, it's a big-time play by Marcel Reed. Dial up the pressure, it gets home, steps into that throw, and he finds Barber for a big first down.
2 timeouts left for A&M. They don't use one here. Clock starting on the ready for play. Here's Reed unloading through the hands of Barber. Well covered by Slaughter. Clock stops with 32 seconds left.
Back to this 3rd down conversion. Pressure's going to come home, but you see Marcel Reed stand strong. It's a good route by Barber. Sits it down in zone coverage. It's another good throw. Slightly behind Barber, but a catchable football. Marcel Reed trying to pay off the takeaway from his defense.
Just 5 of 13 passing so far in the game. Reed in trouble, sacked. And there's Landon Jackson, his first sack of the year. First team All-SEC pass rusher last year.
Just relentless in his pass rush, and this is good coverage down the field. Nowhere for Reed to go with the football, and Jackson's able to get home as it looks like the Aggies ready to just allow this clock to expire here in the first half.
Wow, really surprised by that. Why not use a timeout, maybe run the ball on 3rd and 19, maybe you break a big one.
I guess Mike Elko said he's seen enough, and he wants to regroup and talk about it. What a first half of competitive football we had here today, Dave.
And all even 14 apiece as we send you to the studio. The Lexus Halftime Report. Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, Coach Dan Mullen. Straits, we move ahead in the coverage. Welcome back to ESPN's Afternoon College Football, delivered by Papa John's. From AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, you're watching the SEC on ESPN. Final Southwest Classic at this venue between rivals Texas A&M and Arkansas. 14-14. We thought it might be a shootout early on.
And it was Taylen Green, fireworks in the opening possession. Big third down. You evade the defender. You make the deep shot. The fake punt executed to perfection. They score a touchdown. After that, and boy, this was a game-changing play by Shamar Stewart. Big hit on the running back, quarterback right there at the mesh point. Sets up a short field and a touchdown. And then a late interception by Taylen Green has us knotted up at 14 apiece here at the half.
Our Players Spotlight brought to you by Tide. 50% completion rate for Taylen Green, the interception. Also the lost fumble that A&M quickly turned into a touchdown. The Aggies will get the ball to start the second half. Both teams at 3-1 and 1-0 in conference play. The last time Arkansas started 2-0 in the SEC was back in 2006. Meanwhile, Texas A&M, year one for Mike Elko, trying to win some of the trust back from the fan base after back-to-back disappointing seasons under Jimbo Fisher. This will be a touchback. A&M will start on the 25. And in the booth, Dave Pasch, Dustin Borchek with Taylor McGregor down on the field. All right, give me something to look for each team here in the second.
I think it's similar for both teams. Neither team's been able to run the football. I mean, both these teams coming in were top 4 in the SEC and run the ball. Defenses have settled in. I think the team that can establish the line of scrimmage, get their running game going, is going to have a huge advantage in this second half.
And Jaquindon Jackson, 5 carries, 12 yards. He's the leading rusher in the SEC coming into this game. We'll see if they start to get him more involved.
Yeah. And similar, I mean, this is the leading rushing offense in the SEC for A&M, and they've been held in check here in this first half.
It's play action on first down. Reed on the move, launching it deep, downfield, got a man. Oh, he overshot Noah Thomas. There is a penalty marker down in the backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. Number 0, forcible contact above the shoulders. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot and carries an automatic first down.
That's Nico Davie with a costly penalty.
Boy, big opportunity for Marcel Reed. Just the right hand to the face. It's an easy call for the official, even though a love tap from behind from Landon Jackson afterward. Got to be smarter in that spot. Free yardage on the opening play.
So a first down at the 40 now. Freshman Marcel Reed making his 3rd straight start. Connor Wigman, normally the starter. He is out again due to injury. Here's Moss on the carry, a gain of 3. Let's check in with Taylor.
Dave, both coaches basically said the same thing. They feel like their defenses are playing really well, but the trouble has come on offense. Mike Elko said it very plainly. He said, we are getting our butts kicked on the line of scrimmage. Needs his offensive line to play better. And to his point, they have just 46 yards rushing after averaging 256 coming into this game. And as for Taylen Green, Coach Pittman said he is rattled. We need to get him some quick completions early and get our run game out to help him.
And that's been the issue. The lack of running game put them in 2nd long and 3rd and long. And Arkansas got a pretty good front against that offensive line for A&M. And we see it right there with Reed trying to run the ball. Just no room whatsoever. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Jaden Johnson making the play there for the Razorbacks.
Well, it's a really good job. Johnson's going to be coming off the edge out of your screen. Reed zone of their own. Marcel Reed going to keep it. Johnson right there, ready to answer the bell.
3rd down and 5 on the Aggie 45-yard line. 4-man rush. Reed with time. Throws it deep. Incomplete. Not on the same page with Barber, his receiver. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, just miscommunication down the field. Barber shuts down his route, thinking something totally different. Marcel Reed thinks he's going to continue down the field. Miscommunication leads to the incompletion. And a quick exit on this opening possession for Marcel Reed and A&M. Just unable to get any kind of groove throwing the football here this afternoon.
Tyler White on to punt. We've said that a lot so far in this game. Satania will let this one go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. 55-yard punt, but only a net of 35. The Taco Bell Live Más Student Section all season long. Student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. It's one of the great things about this game. You're in an NFL stadium, Jerry World, of course. It's split 50-50 with the fan base. It's loud every single play.
It's fantastic, Dave. The atmosphere, the environment. You know, Mike Elko talking about it's a championship game type of environment. We had Sam Pittman talking about the trophy they're playing for last game. Whoever wins this game takes that trophy home. Well, these fans on both sides fired up for this one.
From the 20, it's play action. Green on the move. Being chased by Scorton, and his pass short, and there was going to be a ton of room for Ty Washington had Green got the ball there. Scorton may have tipped it. 2nd and 10.
Man that had a big hand in bringing this game here, Jerry Jones, obviously the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, and built this beautiful palace hill that the Cowboys call home at AT&T Stadium.
Part of the 1964 Arkansas National Championship team. Probably a little happier today with the win on Thursday against the Giants.
And a lot of these players grew up Cowboys fans on both sides of the coin. Top of players this week, they're just so excited to be here in the stadium.
Including Taylon Green, the quarterback, who pitches it to Russell, running to his left, out of bounds at the 26. That's a gain of 6 yards, though, on 2nd down. Albert Regis shoves him out of play.
Nice job by Carmona getting out front, pin and pull. The big Russell getting some touches here. This ball game winds on. Nice job. Now you're in 3rd, manageable.
A lot of players from Arkansas, from Texas, 27 players in all, including Green from Louisville, about 25 miles north of AT&T Stadium. His pass to Armstrong is on target, a 1st down at the 32. When in doubt, go to your best receiver in a key moment.
The route's so good. I mean, just a comeback route, shut it down. Timing was there. There's just such a connection and a comfort level with Taylon Green and Andrew Armstrong. That established almost right when Taylon Green got there. It's been on display here the first part of this season.
Armstrong, another Dallas native on the Razorbacks. They started 1 for 6 on 3rd down, but they've been much better since. 3 of their last 4. Green on the run, and Armstrong makes the catch at the 38. It's only a 6-yard gain. Pressure from York, and Armstrong shaken up again.
Andrew Armstrong just putting on a clinic, running routes, working back to the football. Good strong hands. 2nd time we've seen him shaken up in this game, Dave.
Again, missed week 1 due to injury. The leading receiver on Arkansas and 2nd leading receiver in the conference. But they're tending to him now here early in the 3rd.
Well, Andrew Armstrong goes down on this route on the last play. Can't tell it, kind of hard to tell exactly what happened. You can tell as he came out of that break, kind of came up lame. He's working over on the bike, but hard to put into words exactly what he means to the passing attack of this wide receiver core for Arkansas.
On 2nd and 4, Green fires complete. A rare Luke Hasz sighting, and immediately he comes up holding his back. It's his first catch of the day and just his 2nd in the last 3 games. Remember, last year he broke his collarbone in this game against Texas A&M, missed the rest of the season, and he'll go to the sideline.
They really wanted to get him more and more involved. Finally a touch and a quick exit. Big Braylon Russell in there once again in the 2nd half. And imagine a run here on 3rd and short.
And it's Green keeping it with a ton of green in front of him. Past the 40 and shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That's a 25-yard run on 3rd and short.
We talked a lot about this. Read zone, inside zone. He's going to read the edge. He sees green grass, makes the right decision, and he's going to be out the gate. Nobody there to account for Taylor Green. And a big pickup and a 3rd down conversion. So tough to defend Taylor Green in that spot. He typically makes the right read and a big chunk play.
Green dumps it off. Washington. Now check that, Satania on the catch, and tackle made by Dalton Brooks. Again, trying to get it out of Taylor Green's hand quickly. Getting him on the move, pick up a 2.
And try to help this offensive line out. A lot of boots we've seen here to start this second half, this second half opening drive for Arkansas. Bobby Petrino clearly want to move that pocket, get Taylor Green outside.
Russell staying in there to block. Green taking a shot, and he leads Broden out of bounds. Broden, who has been really quiet the last 3 games, no catches. He had a touchdown against Oklahoma State. There is a penalty marker down, and it's going to be on Arkansas anyway.
Ineligible player downfield on the offense, number 8. He was covered up. That's a 5-yard penalty with a replay of 2nd down.
So that's Ty Washington, and he'll jog to the sideline after the penalty. So no Has, no Armstrong in the game right now. Where does Arkansas go with 2nd and 13 at the 39 of A&M? Jaquindon Jackson leaving the backfield, so an empty set for Taylor Green. Green throws complete across the middle and down to the 31-yard line. Jordan Anthony, who was at Texas A&M a year ago, played in a few games before transferring to Fayetteville. It brings up 3rd down.
He's got good speed and a good route. That's just a quick pass. Ball out of Taylor Green's hands very quickly, and now you get in 3rd manageable spot. With the kicking game of Arkansas, this is probably 4-down territory for the Hawks.
Yeah, Kyle Ramsey, their place kickers, 5 of 9. He has made a 51-yarder, but he's also missed some short kicks. Be about a 50-yarder from here. 3rd and 6. Green to the air. On the move. Looking back. Being chased and throwing it away. Decision time for Sam Pittman. Shamar Turner with pressure. The offense is going to come off the field, and the Razorbacks are going to try the long field goal. Look to take the lead.
This is good coverage down the field. Nobody's open. But as we see Taylor Green work outside, nobody's working back to the football. Nobody trying to give him a target. He just smartly throws it out of bounds.
I wonder, without Has, without Armstrong, if that impacted the decision here to kick.
Now there's confusion on who's supposed to be on the field.
An extra offensive lineman, Joe Moore, runs on late, and they're going to have to burn a timeout because the play clock is at 3.
Wow.
Wanted to save that timeout for Sam Pittman for late in the game. That look says it all. Lee Corso today with College Game Day in Tuscaloosa went with the Tide. Bama, Georgia. Tonight, our ABC College Football Saturday night matchup. Coverage starts 7:30 Eastern Time. Who you got?
It was a clean sweep. Everybody had Bama. You know what I say to that? Not so fast, my friend. Give it in dogs and that defense stepping up big tonight in T-Town.
Here, Arkansas looking to take the lead. Kyle Ramsey has made a 51-yarder this season. This would be a 50-yard field goal. Early 3rd quarter, looking to put the Razorbacks on top. It's a fake. In trouble is Devin Bale, and he's down at the 38. They ran a fake punt with Bale in the first half, and it worked. He ran for 25 yards. Now they try a fake field goal. It is a failure, to say the least. and A&M takes over.
Well, Devin Bell was the leading rusher prior to that play with the fake punt. Maybe they wanted to say, hey, we're going to put the ball in his hands. A gamble that does not pay off. Talked about the execution of the fake punt. This is a poorly executed fake field goal. He's looking to throw the ball, and there's nobody to throw the football to. Boy, well defense and stopped there by A&M, but kind of start to scratch your head. The thought process there, and the fact that they burned a timeout prior to that.
Yep.
Bad sequence of events for Sam Pittman and the Hogs.
And so it'll be Aggies ball on their 37-yard line. Marcel Reed, redshirt freshman quarterback from Nashville, Tennessee, stepping up, throwing complete across the middle. Noah Thomas into Arkansas territory for 19 yards.
What's man-to-man outside, and Noah Thomas just wins inside. Marcel Reed, the RPO action, middle of the field's open. A nice completion to start this drive.
4 catches, 92 yards on the day for Thomas. 9 catches the last 2 games. He's become Marcel Reed's favorite target. Reed in trouble and sacked back at midfield. We talked about that defensive line of Arkansas. Quincy Rhodes Jr. with the takedown.
Well, Quincy Rhodes going to come inside, working on the guard, Reed Adams, and it's a win. Just continues to stay with it. Brought pressure by Slaughter off the edge. And it's a big sack by Rhodes.
Again, Connor Wigman unable to go. Did not suit up for the second straight game. He did suit up against Florida 2 games ago. They wanted him to work out before the game in warm-ups. See if he can throw the ball. With that injured shoulder, suffered week 1 against Notre Dame, but he could not. Low snap. And they run Daniels on 2nd down and 17, and he only gets a couple. Slaughter there again defensively. Meanwhile, Rhodes a little shaken up for Arkansas.
Nice effort to the football. Boy, I thought Slaughter coming off his best game against Auburn a week ago. So good setting edges in that nickel spot. Nice physical tackle there on 2nd down.
Reed on 3rd and 14. Guns it downfield, and it's incomplete. Trying to hit Barber at the 30-yard line. And now it's 4th and long, and the Aggies will have to punt it back.
It's a good job in protection. Marcel Reed's got a clean pocket. He steps into this throw, and it's just low. And Barber unable to go down and complete the catch. Good defense over the top by TJ Metcalf.
Metcalf, the reigning SEC Defensive Player of the Week. He had 2 picks at Auburn, had a forced fumble in that game. Boy, Satania, he's had his back to the goal line in almost every punt return. He's done well so far. Tyler White again putting it inside the 10, and the fair catch made by Satania. All right, let's take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Prudential. Already an upset in the top 10 with Kentucky going to Ole Miss and winning in Oxford.
Boy, how about that? Not many people saw that coming. Kentucky, just a couple of weeks ago, the loss against South Carolina. They bounced back against Georgia, but go on the road and get that win. And how about last night? They passed. You and I were sitting there watching it. The end of that Miami-Virginia Tech game. Going to be a lot of conversation the next couple of days about that decision. And Mississippi State putting up a fight in Austin today. College football is crazy, my friend.
A little surprised they called it a catch on the field in the Miami game.
Yeah.
Looked more like a guess. Relying on replay when obviously the call on the field is usually going to stand in that situation. You and I were both surprised as Jackson finally gets a good run. His best run of the day goes for 5 yards. But usually you don't see that get overturned like we saw.
I think they got it right, but to your point, did not seem like there was clear evidence to overturn the call that was on the field. But Miami survives and moves on undefeated.
Yep, and they go to Cal next week. That'll be a tough game. 2nd and 5. Jackson again. And knocked down after a gain of 2 back-to-back runs for Jackson. Here's Taylor.
Dave, Sam Pittman told me at the half that he felt like Taylon Green was rattled, and Bobby Petrino still trying to calm him down on the sideline. Just before Taylon ran out for this series, he says, poise under pressure, poise under pressure. Don't just start scrambling. Make sure you're going through your reads and your progressions first.
A little more options here, 3rd and 3. He's been 3rd and long a lot here today.
One thing that's going to help him out is establishing that run. Back-to-back runs on 1st and 2nd. Puts him here at 3rd manageable.
Gonna throw. Got single coverage. And the pass is incomplete. Andrew Armstrong back on the field, but slow to get up again after the incompletion. And Ricks, the true freshman, playing well. Alabama transfer out in space one-on-one against the great receiver.
There's Ricks right there. That's a ball that you typically see Andrew Armstrong catch. You kind of wonder as he gets up very slow, is he fully healthy? But a quick 3 and out for this Arkansas offense.
Become a punt fest for the most part since the first quarter when we had 21 points scored. The only touchdown after that came on the short field when A&M got a takeaway and started on the Arkansas 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Bussey moving to his left, fields it on the 28, and he gets pasted at the 35-yard line. TJ Metcalf with a big hit.
Well, you mentioned it's turned into a punt fest. It's also turned into some frustration over on the Arkansas sideline. We're all tied up at Jerry World.
Well, A&M came in with the 8th best rushing attack, and Arkansas the 14th best rush defense, and the Razorbacks have won that battle today.
Sam Pittman said he told his team something's got to give. It's good on good, and the winner of this matchup would likely win the game. Advantage Hogs here through almost 3 quarters of this football game.
And the quarterback, Marcel Reed, has struggled for A&M, just 6 of 17 passing, so Arkansas's defense deserves a ton of credit so far. Reed from the pocket in trouble again, steps up and takes off. There's that crossover at the 40. He gets leveled by Sori at the 48, but it's a 13-yard run. And again, a great move in space by Reed.
Good boy, good just in the pocket. Feels the pressure in his face, immediately avoids. And you love that Allen Iverson comparison. That's the NBA. You know the NBA starting when you keep making Allen Iverson references.
I'm just quoting defensive coordinator Travis Williams, who compared Reed's running style to Allen Iverson dribbling a basketball, how he lulls you to sleep. For those that remember when Allen Iverson did that, here's Moss on the carry off the left side. Not much. Maybe 2.
Tough physical running inside. Left side of that offensive line has been the strength for A&M all throughout this season. Landon Jackson doing a really good job setting that edge. See safeties coming in flying downhill from Larry Worth. Just not much room to operate for these Aggies running backs.
Speaking of NBA, you were all over the Towns trade last night. You were fired up after that. 2nd down and 8. Here's Reed. That's a bad pass. Boy, throwing off his back foot. A flag comes in. Downfield, Robinson defending Bussey. I don't know that was catchable if they're going to say pass interference, because it was woefully
pass
behind.
interference on the defense number 13. 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous
It's unneeded
spot,
by
and it carries
Robinson.
an automatic 1st down.
Because you're right, this pass wasn't near being caught, but as you're going to see with his left hand, watch him grab Bussey. I mean, he just grabs and almost wraps him up there. And even though I don't think Bussey was going to work back to the football, you can't just grab when the ball's in the air like that. You got to give him the chance to work back to the ball. Just a mistake by Robinson, who's been really good throughout this afternoon.
Because you look at the replay and you see they were not on the same page, quarterback and receiver there. But they get bailed out because of Robinson making the mistake there in pass interference. They fake the throwback, and then the pass by Reed is incomplete. He got lit up in the backfield by Landon Jackson, who's come to play today. Jackson having maybe his best game of the season here in 2024.
Well, they want to set up the screen. Watch Worth. He reads it the whole way. Then you see Landon Jackson with the pressure. But this is Larry Worth III. He makes this play. They want to throw this over to Barber and set the screen up. Larry Worth is waiting for it, and Landon Jackson with a big hit.
Intentional grounding on the offense number 10. That penalty is a loss of down at the spot of the foul. It's second down.
The reason they called that is the only player that was in the vicinity was an offensive lineman. Downfield, that's why that's intentional grounding in that situation. Ruben Fothery, the right tackle, was the only one for A&M near where the ball was thrown.
Yep. And it doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage either.
Yep. So now it is 2nd and 20 at midfield. Mistake by Marcel Reed. Both quarterbacks have had some good movements, but more bad ones here today. On the jet sweep, another play by Landon Jackson, dragging down Barber for a loss of 7 at the 43.
Well, we told you from the onset, there are some defensive dudes in this game, some of the best defensive ends in college football, and boy, have they come to play. Setting the edge, Landon Jackson just gets up the field and shuts this play down before it ever has any chance to get going. Excellent job by the 6'7", 280-pound senior out of Texarkana.
3rd down and 26 for Texas A&M. Four-man rush for the Razorbacks and a short throw. And no room after the catch for Thomas. Bottled up at the 46-yard line. It'll be another punt for Texas A&M.
This Arkansas defense just playing with so much energy, emotion, flying around. Colin Klein elects just to go a little wide receiver screen, and you can just see the energy level of this Hogs defense just seem to be all over the place as this A&M offense cannot get off the ground here this afternoon.
Well, Tyler White punted 7 times coming into the game. First 4 games of the year. He's right at that mark here today alone. And again, Satania backed up inside his 15-yard line. This is a short punt, and it checks up, and will be down to around the 15, which actually is better starting field position than Arkansas has had since the first quarter.
We established it from the onset. There were going to be some defensive dudes in this game. Nick Scorton, Mel Kiper's got him as the top defensive end in this year's upcoming draft. He's been outstanding, as has Landon Jackson, Kiper's number 2 defensive end. Production been down a little bit for both this season, but it is up here this afternoon. Both stepping up and having huge impacts for their defenses.
2 sacks for Jackson, none through the first 4 games, but a lot of pressures. You knew it was only a matter of time. Great player from Texarkana. And here's Jaquindon Jackson with his best run of the day. Starting to give it to him more here late in the 3rd quarter, and that's an 11-yard run.
They've got to get back to this. Pin and pull once again. 55 Carmona. Did you see him get out on the corner lead? Nice block, paving the path for Jaquindon Jackson. And we've been surprised here in the second half. We haven't seen more of the SEC leading rusher.
He had 12 carries or 12 yards in the first half on 5 carries, 18 yards on 3 carries in the second half. And it's play action. Green setting up, going downtown, but Broden stopped running. And the ball well overthrown. There's a penalty marker down, perhaps a pre-snap foul, because there are a lot of guys standing around wondering if the ball should have been
prior
snapped.
to the pass being thrown. Holding on the defense, number 8. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot, and it carries an automatic first down.
But Jaden Hill commits the defensive holding call with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd and tie game.
Take a look at this. Called this early on in the route. Gets a hold of Satania, draws the flag.
That's definitely defensive holding. So first down at the 36, and a penalty marker down pre-snap. Movement by Arkansas.
False start on the offense, number 8. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it remains first down.
It's on the tight end Ty Washington, his 2nd penalty this half. Our Week 6 SEC Network Saturday football lineup. Missouri, Texas A&M at noon with 4 different camera angles, real-time player and team stats. The game will be over on ABC. You get Alabama taking on Vanderbilt. We'll see if Bama Could beat Georgia tonight on ABC, and then Florida against UCF. That should be an excellent game in the Swamp.
It's going to be a great game at Kyle Field. How about Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt this year? Nice job for the Commodores.
Green's pass. Satania, no, cannot come up with it. Second down and 10. Let's go back to Ja'Quinden Jackson, because we've seen them start to get him going. Then they go away from it. Jackson is from here in Dallas. Was a high school quarterback, a dual threat, went to Utah, was third or fourth string quarterback, moved to running back, had a great year last year, transfers to Arkansas, leading the SEC in rushing, and he's barely touched the ball.
He's so tough to tackle, makes the initial defender miss all the time.
2nd and 15, Green trying to set him up for a screen, and here he is, breaking a tackle. Jackson at the 40, lowers the boom on the defender. Ball may have come out. Jackson got it back if it did. And it's a first down and a gain of 14. Ja'Quinden Jackson right on cue.
Been waiting for a screen. This aggressive Aggies defense allowed them to come up the field, dump it down to your running back, well set up and executed as Ja'Quinden Jackson takes a shot over on the sidelines.
Ball did come out, but he was down. He recovered it anyway. He's going to stay in the game after that big hit. Good drive by Arkansas. It started on its 15-yard line. Now out at the 47. Green back to throw. Pressure in his face. Green throwing on the run. Armstrong comes back and makes the catch. A gain of about 6 on the play as Green extending the play, moving laterally.
Pressure coming again. Sanford's able to get home. We see Taylen Green retreat out to his right. And boy, Andrew Armstrong, so good working back to the football in strong hands to make that catch going to the ground.
6 catches now on the day, 29 in the year for Armstrong.
Great spot to run the football with 22.
Instead, Green keeps it, heading for the sideline, gets bumped out of play, but had the first down. Ratcliffe over there for A&M to make the hit.
Ryland Kennedy, you see Ryland Kennedy, he's going to take one too many steps inside. And Taylen Green so good. When that defender takes that extra step, he waits, he's patient, and he takes what the defense gives him, and it's a first down.
Seems like Green maybe has settled down, making better decisions here in the third quarter. You heard Taylor's report that he was rattled in the first half, according to Sam Pittman. Green throws here to Tesla, and he's got room. Shoved out of bounds inside the 30. Tesla had the touchdown catch, 75 yards in the first quarter, and that's a gain of 12 on the final play of the third quarter.
Boy, it has been competitive. Satania with a nice block on the perimeter to help spring Tesla. Stick around. We got a fun fourth quarter coming your way from Arlington.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor in Arlington, the final Southwest Classic in this building between Arkansas and Texas A&M. And even though the Aggies have dominated the series of late, every game's been close, and here we go again. Tied as we start the fourth quarter with Arkansas on the move. First down at the Aggie 30 and an empty set with Jackson motioning out of the backfield. Green, a design run that goes nowhere. They lose 5 yards on the play as we check in with Taylor moments ago with Mike Elko.
Coach, your defense has been so good. How did they come up with the stop here?
Yeah, we just got to bow up right here. We got to find a way to get off the field.
How does your offense get into a rhythm?
Yeah, we got to find some ways to push the ball down the field. We got to create some separation, and we got to put a better job getting them in better positions.
Thank you. Dave?
Yeah, only 63 yards for Texas A&M since they tied the game to their last 6 possessions. They got to stop there on first down. On second down, getting some pressure on Green, floating it downfield, incomplete. Trying for Armstrong with Will Lee in coverage, 3rd and 15.
Well, Will Lee is just working over there. Andrew Armstrong. And Will Lee's got that length. He's 6'3". Taylen Green again rolling to his right. Little bit of a hook around the waist, not called. Gets that hand in there, prevents Armstrong from being able to come up with that catch. Armstrong checks out on this third down.
And they're just going to run Jackson in trouble in the backfield, and does well to get positive yardage and maybe into field goal range, pushing the pile. They finally blow it dead at the 27, and it'll be 4th down and about 7. They're going to try a field goal. They faked the last field goal attempt. It would have been a 50-yarder. This will be about a 45-yard try.
But a lot of trust in Kyle Ramsey. Conservative play call, just trying to get them in an area where they feel comfortable. With their kicker, that's a really good piece of running by Ja'Quinden Jackson. Not much there initially with the penetration, but he sets them up with a good opportunity here.
Good hold by A&M's defense. Arkansas still with a chance, though, to retake the lead. A 45-yard field goal try, and the kick is nails right down the middle. And the Razorbacks lead it 17-14. So Kyle Ramsey, who had struggled this year, shown a lot of trust from his head coach Sam Pittman, and he delivers to put the Razorbacks back in front. First points by either team since the 9:42 mark of the second quarter. After all the explosive plays in the first quarter, a 45-yard field goal by Arkansas's Kyle Ramsey, and the Razorbacks have the lead. A lot of people wondering, is Arkansas a contender in the SEC after the way they played against Oklahoma State but lost in double overtime? They clearly have some talent. They have Tennessee at home next week. Last year the problem was closing games out. There's still a long way to go, but they have the lead in the fourth quarter, and the defense has completely shut down Texas A&M's offense since the last touchdown early second quarter. 6 possessions, 5 punts, and they're averaging about 3 yards a play.
Unbelievable. It's been a combination. It's been really good Arkansas defense and a lack of execution from Texas A&M, but they find themselves down only 3. Can Marcel Reed, this offense, get a drive going here to get back in this game?
They'll operate from the 25. Marcel Reed making his 3rd straight start at quarterback for the injured Connor Wigman. He has a completion to Moose Muhammad III, who had not been getting a lot of playing time. They wanted more consistency out of him. He had 38 catches a couple years ago, didn't play against Bowling Green, but they call his number here in the fourth quarter.
Moose has not gotten loose much at all here this afternoon. Nice route, good timing from Marcel Reed to his wide receiver.
So 2nd and 7 now after the 3-yard pickup. Another pass play. Reed steps up, throws to the sideline, complete. Noah Thomas stays in bounds and then stepped out. They blow it dead after a 15-yard gain to the 43.
This is good by Marcel Reed. He's going to step up. Big hole opens up off the left side, steps up and keeps his eyes down the field. And that's been his favorite target all day. Noah Thomas has really come up clutch in key moments and a big catch.
Back-to-back completions. He had only 7 all game prior to this series. Here's Amari Daniels trying the left side, and again, barely anything against that Arkansas front. Just a 1-yard gain.
Nowhere to go. I mean, they are just all over. I mean, the defensive line is doing their job. The linebackers, I mean, they are being very aggressive to limit and shut down this A&M rushing attack.
Travis Williams, second-year defensive coordinator, again calling a terrific game. 2nd and 9 on the A&M 44. Colin Klein, the offensive coordinator, looking to counter here for Texas A&M, his first year in Bryan College Station after 7 years at Kansas State. Another run play. Daniels up to midfield before the tackle's made. 3rd down coming up.
Better job opening up a little bit of a crease off the left side. Basantes with a key block, soon getting up on the 2nd level. More of what we've grown accustomed to seeing throughout the year. Colin Klein, first year at College Station, with a big play call here on third down.
35-year-old, great college player, finished third in the Heisman voting back in 2012. He's become a very highly sought-after coach. Had opportunities to leave K-State before this year. And Mike Elko got the head coaching job. He went after Colin Klein. And he dials up a run on third down, and they get it with Le'Veon Moss all the way down to the 28-yard line. And the Aggies in business here in the fourth after a gain of 24.
What's a key block inside? Reed Adams, the right guard, handles the blitzing linebacker, opens up a big hole. Good physical running by Moss.
Moss again cuts it back down to the 20. A gain of 8 or 9. That offensive line for A&M starting to get going here.
Pull the center out in front. He gets on the second level. Watch Moss put his foot in the ground and get north and south. Big run on third down. Here's where the center, Bayou, getting out in front. Back-to-back quality runs by Moss.
2nd and 2 on the Arkansas 20. 5 minutes gone by in the final frame. It's Moss with his third consecutive run. He's inside the 10. Moss still fighting all the way down to the 5-yard line. Le'Veon Moss taking over on this drive along with the guys up front. It's 1st and goal. Some pushing and shoving after the play as well. No flags yet.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, off the right side, it's Fothery doing an excellent job helping secure that edge. It's also Cyrus Allen, the wide receiver, rolling their sleeves up. Big boy football. This is who Texas A&M is. They're a running football team, and we're seeing that for the first time this entire ball game.
73 rushing yards. The bulk of them coming on this possession. Amari Daniels in at running back on 1st and goal for Texas A&M. Reed throwing, it's caught, it's a touchdown. Trey Watson puts the Aggies in front. What a drive by A&M.
But when you can establish a line of scrimmage and you can run the football, you can set up play action, and all of a sudden everything seems to work. What a drive by Texas A&M, an offense that had been lifeless since early on in the second quarter, comes to life in a big way.
Got an injured player for Texas A&M. Can't see the number.
Trey Watson's going to come in motion. He's going to sneak out. And it's all set up on the way they've run the football. You get that Arkansas defense now playing the run. Everybody's being aggressive. Trey Watson sneaks out the back door. No one accounts for him. And it's a walk-in touchdown as they walk Reed Adams off the field.
The right guard. How about Colin Klein? We were talking about, countering what Travis Williams was doing. We saw them stick to the run on that possession with Moss. And, boy, it makes it so much easier on Marcel Reed, too, when you're getting chunk plays on the ground. And now big point here, trying to force Arkansas to have to score a touchdown. Randy Bond on for the point after. 21-17, Texas A&M. 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown for Marcel Reed in his 3rd consecutive start, and Texas A&M in front.
Well, it's Watson on the touchdown catch, but it was all set up off the run. Aggies on top late.
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, better get you some.
There have been some terrific players that have played in this game, including future Hall of Famer Von Miller, Myles Garrett as well. The late Ryan Mallett, who started his career at Michigan and then helped Bobby Petrino win a lot of games when he was a quarterback for Arkansas. The Aggies have won 11 of the last 12. The series will shift from Arlington to Fayetteville next year as they go back on campus. There's the Southwest Classic trophy, and Arkansas will have the ball plenty of time And Taylen Green on the spot. Can he lead the Razorbacks down the field to retake the lead as we check in with Taylor?
Something to pay attention to, their leading receiver, Andrew Armstrong. You can tell he does not feel 100%. Trainers were with him. He was stretching out both hamstrings. They had him with smell salt. He was eating Skittles, filling him with liquids. They've been trying everything, but just something to pay attention to. We'll see if it impacts the way they try to target him on this drive.
Yeah, we've seen him go down 2 or 3 times in this game and have to go to the sideline. On the season, 28 catches, doubling the next highest receiver on Arkansas. Play action, flag down, and that pass may have been tipped. It fluttered and was caught at the 30 by Jackson. For a gain of 5. Let's see what the flag's about.
Illegal motion on the offense, number 6. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot with the replay of first down.
So it's on Satania, and chalk that up to another mental error for Arkansas. That's 8 penalties now on the Razorbacks, along with a couple of turnovers.
Not disciplined. It's going to drive Sam Pittman absolutely crazy.
Seeing the ball on the ground with a bad snap a couple times. Don't forget on ABC tonight, the big one, Georgia, Alabama. Some good games on ESPN. Stanford coming off a win on the road at Syracuse, playing Clemson tonight. Utah top 10 team at home against Arizona. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Green in trouble, being chased. Still on the run. And now throws it incomplete as he got run out of play by Albert Regis and Shamar Stewart. Stewart has been all over the place today. For Texas A&M, 2nd and 15.
Good effort to the sidelines from Taylen Green, and he takes a shot from Regis. Makes that contact and initiates inbounds. Good no flag there, but with that Aggie front, they've been letting Taylen Green feel them all throughout the course of this ball game. My question kind of is, you get away from the run.
Right.
They're getting Jaquindon Jackson going. Last drive, they come out with 2 straight passes to start this drive.
And here's another one. Green with a long throw, and it's caught. Broden with the catch right at the line to gain. What a throw by Taylen Green from the far side all the way to the near sideline to Broden for a first down.
Oh, and he keeps that back foot in bounds before the front foot hits out of bounds. Take a look at this one more time. That foot's on the ground.
Arkansas snapped it quickly, though, and now they give it to Jaquindon Jackson, trying to run laterally, and there's just no room. Dalton Brooks over there to make the tackle. A loss on the play. Trying the perimeter to no avail.
Well, Dalton Brooks is like a heat-seeking missile out there. Nice play. We'll look at it one more time. Well, I don't know, Dave.
I don't know that he had secured the ball when that foot came up and the left foot touched out of bounds.
That's smart by Arkansas to get on the football so quick and snap it.
2nd and 11. Green over the middle, complete. Tesla in the end territory to the 45. That's a 21-yard pickup.
It's a good route on the dig by Tesla. There's going to be a big void in the zone, as you're going to see right here. He's going to work in this soft spot, and it's a good find and a confident throw from Taylen Green on the money.
They'll throw it again here. Tesla on a wide receiver bubble screen to the 40-yard line. And trounced there, led by Brooks. But you're right about Taylen Green. It feels like he's really settled down here in the second half. He's playing at home for all intents and purposes. He grew up about 20 minutes away from AT&T Stadium. He was a Cowboys fan growing up. He used to come to games as a kid and watch high school football and the state championship games here. He went to Boise State, where he spent 3 years, started 22 games, transferred back to Arkansas, and trying to lead his team to victory here. He's done well on this drive. 2nd and 5. In trouble as he faked the handoff. And down he goes for a loss of 3 at the 43 with Scorton getting pressure.
Boy, Nick Scorton plays this so well. We've been talking about him a lot. He's going to be the unblocked player coming off the edge. Watch him sit down and put Taylen Green in a tough spot. He's going to come up, he's going to squat, play it, and he's in perfect position to play Taylen Green, trying to make a play on the perimeter. Excellent job by Nick Scorton.
Maybe 4-down territory, trailing by 4, needing a touchdown, 6-minute mark, 3rd and 8 at the 43. Green to pass, pressure off the edge. Green didn't see it, but he breaks the tackle, gets away from Jaden Hill, looking downfield and lobbing it. Did Armstrong get a foot down? No, incomplete. He almost came down with that and got a foot in bounds, but it's 4th down and 8.
Well, they dial up the pressure. Jaden Hill gets home, but as Taylor Green does so well, shrugs off the pressure. His pass just too far, just floats on him out of bounds. And it's a great attempt by Armstrong, but he cannot get a toe in bounds.
And Arkansas electing to punt. What do you think of this move on 4th and 8?
I guess the right move for the most part, aside from last drive. Your defense has played really well. Try to pin the Aggies back, get your defense going to stop, and try to get the ball back.
ESPN analytics say go, but Sam Pittman electing to punt it away here. Devin Bale, who's been a pretty good runner, seeing if he can be a good punter, and it goes out of bounds at the 1. Oh my goodness, what a kick. I thought that was for sure going into the end zone. It took a strange hop at the 1-yard line, went dead right and out of bounds inside the 1. Devin Bale might end up being the MVP of the game if Arkansas wins. He helped them get a touchdown on a fake punt in the first half, and how about the kick there inside the 1? The Arkansas alum, Jerry Jones, the reason this game's played here at AT&T Stadium, willing that ball from his suite somehow to not cross the plane and go out of bounds inside the 1.
Like there was a magnet over on the sideline inside the 1 drawing that ball right down the line. Wow.
And now in the back of the end zone, Reed throwing, and nicely done, a catch for a first down to Barber. How about that from Marcel Reed? And the trust they put in Reed as well.
Just a sprint out to the right, no pressure, and a good route by Barber. Good job going down, securing that catch. You touched on it. Great trust from Colin Klein to his redshirt freshman quarterback backed up.
And that's huge because now you have the clock in your favor. There's offside on Cameron Ball. You've got some breathing room. You have the lead.
Offside on the defense, number 5, contact, 5-yard penalty, first down.
9 penalties now on Arkansas. Cameron Ball, veteran defensive tackle, had a good season, trying to get that good jump, and easy call for the official.
Inside 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Look at A&M, what it did running the ball on that last drive. More yardage than they had on the ground the entire game. And again, will they try to milk the clock? They will here, and some room in the first down. Le'Veon Moss past the 40 and dragged out of bounds by his helmet, and a penalty marker down. TJ Metcalf commits the penalty, and that's going to tack on 15 more and put the ball in Arkansas territory. The Arkansas penalties adding up in the critical moments. That's how you lose games.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 18. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, and it carries an automatic first down.
Well, Coley Fayu, the backup centers come in, and he gets a key block on this run. It's an excellent job as he's going to pull around, get up on the backer, Sorey, and he'll pave the path for Moss to get up the field. And just after the play, TJ Metcalf, who we just really enjoyed talking to, not only has he grabbed the face mask, he really never lets go.
Probably upset about having Moss stiff arm him, but you can't do that. Inside the 40-yard line of Arkansas, nearing 4 minutes to go with a 4-point lead. Taking the play clock down and running Moss, and a tackle for a loss. That was Eric Gregory in the backfield, a loss of a couple that gets A&M off schedule. Remember, Arkansas has just the 2 timeouts, had to burn one in the 3rd quarter, but with the new rule, they will get an extra stoppage at the 2-minute timeout.
Then the story of the end of this game in this 4th quarter, A&M's ability to get back to what they do, running the football. Back-to-back drives now. We've seen Moss really come to life, and the movement up front by this Aggies offensive line.
But a negative play, 3-yard setback on first down. Daniels going to lose yardage again, belted at the 44-yard line by Anthony Switzer. So back-to-back negative plays. 3rd and 15 now.
But it's Eric Gregory once again. He's going to get up the field, and you're going to see Switzer come downhill. Eric Gregory, back-to-back plays, just creating penetration, confusion, and Switzer with a tackle for loss. This is an A&M offensive line as good as anybody in the country at not allowing negative plays. And just as it felt like the tide had shifted and A&M was getting all this push, Arkansas answers with 2 key stops.
You mentioned the backup right guard Cam Newberry in there for the injured Reed Adams. Here's Marcel Reed taking a deep shot, and they're going to say uncatchable. There was some contact. Thomas was the intended receiver. Jaden Johnson in coverage. The official motion that the ball was overthrown, and that's why no penalty.
Interference. The ball was uncatchable. 4th down.
Mike Elko hates the call, but it's 4th down and 15, and Arkansas is going to get the ball back with 2:50 to go.
Not surprising, Noah Thomas is the target, and Jaden Johnson, safety's going to be in man-to-man coverage. I know there's contact, and I know A&M fans aren't going to like it, but even for the 6'6" Noah Thomas, that ball, no chance to be caught, and no flag is thrown.
So a huge stop. Now we got a
delay of game
delay
on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Give Tyler White a little more room to punt, but give the Razorbacks defense credit. They've been getting gashed the last 2 drives, but they bounce back, create back-to-back negative plays, and then the punt. And they're going to have 3 timeouts, 2 of their own, and the 2-minute timeout to put the ball in Taylon Green's hands to try and go the length of the field and win the game. First things first, Satania back inside the 10. And the fair catch made at the 10. Another good punt by Tyler White. Got a full slate for you tonight on ESPN and ABC. Georgia at Alabama. First time that game in the regular season has been on the ESPN network since 2008. Both were in the top 10 that year.
I gave my pick. I got Carson Beck bouncing back. The dog defense stepping up. Who you got?
I'm with you. I think Georgia wins it on the road.
Smart man, Dave Pasch. What does Taylon Green have in store? Huge drive coming up here.
He's been much better in the second half. Some mistakes, but has really settled in. From the pocket and throws it away. There was a receiver over there as there were defenders surrounding him. Armstrong was in the area where the ball was thrown, and now it's 2nd down and 10. A little surprised they didn't run it on 1st down.
I am, especially backed up. I mean, they continue to put the ball in Taylon Green's hands. I think Taylon Green recognized nothing was there and just threw it out of bounds.
Green will throw again. Pressure up the middle. He's got protection, and his pass to Satania is caught around the 14-yard line. Short gain. Pick up a 4 or 5 depending on the spot, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. Clock on the move here. 2:20 and counting. Arkansas in no rush.
We've only got 2 timeouts left. Obviously the 2-minute timeout coming here very quickly. Surprised if they don't try to get a snap off before the timeout.
Green from the pocket, and it's caught close to the line to gain by Satania. They're going to spot him just short at about the 19.5-yard line. We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's going to be 4th down and half a yard for Arkansas. So here's the catch by Satania, ruled down short of the line to gain. 4th down for Arkansas when we come back. Arkansas trying to go to 2-0 in conference play for the first time since 2006. A&M trying to continue its dominance in the series and go to 2-0 in league play. 4th down and inches for Arkansas. 2 timeouts left. They were not in any hurry to snap the ball on 3rd down. Took a lot of time off the clock. The pass was short of the line to gain.
Snake it.
And they will with Green at 6'6", 230 pounds, moves the chains, and we're inside 2 minutes now, so the clock will stop on first downs to reset. "79 yards away for Taylen Green, back home in Dallas, where he grew up a Cowboys fan, trying to lead his team down to victory. Pressure off the edge. Green with a long throw in traffic, incomplete, and a flag comes in. Armstrong interfered with by true freshman Des Ricks. That'll spot the ball around the 35 after the penalty.
Pass interference on the defense, number 10. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul, and that carries an automatic first down.
Yeah, Des Ricks just kind of panics here as he grabs hold of Andrew Armstrong. He's been going after it all afternoon. See that pass coming out, and Des Ricks just panics. Never located the football, went through the receiver. Pretty easy call outside.
1:41 on the clock. 2 timeouts. Green back to throw. In trouble. Pressure coming. Green sack. Ball's out. And recovered by Texas A&M. Scorton forced it. Jaden Hill recovers it. A penalty marker is down. But it's A&M football. Taylen Green never felt the backside rush from Nick Scorton, who led the Big Ten in sacks last year at Purdue before transferring back home to Bryan College Station, where he was barely recruited coming out of high school by the hometown team. Let's see what the penalty's about. It was thrown late. And meanwhile, Shamar Stewart is down for Texas A&M. A lot to talk about here. If it's a penalty that results in yardage for Texas A&M after the takeaway.
Good to see Stewart up walking off.
Following the change of team possession, there are 2 dead ball fouls, both by Texas A&M. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 10. That is his first of the game for taunting. Also after the play, personal foul, late hit, unnecessary roughness on number 5. Both penalties will be enforced. Texas A&M will retain possession of the ball. First down.
This is very big. This game's not over. A&M now is backed up into its own territory. You still have 2 timeouts if you're Arkansas. You may not have a lot of time left if you get a stop and the ball back. But now A&M's all the way back to its 42-yard line instead of being at the 30 of Arkansas.
Well, it's all set up by Nick Scorton, working on Carmona. You see him get that rip up and the relentless effort to the quarterback. Gets that right arm over, chops that ball out. Ball's on the ground, and it's a scrum, and the Aggies come up with it. But as you pointed out properly, 5, Shamar Turner comes in. That draws a flag, a taunting flag, as Des Ricks takes off his helmet, waves bye-bye. And now you go from in field goal range to backed up 30 yards. And Arkansas, with 2 timeouts, still has life in this ball game. But wow, what a rush and what a takeaway from Nick Scorton in this Aggies defense.
Boy, Arkansas, remember, burned a timeout in the 3rd quarter for a fake field goal. You know Sam Pittman wishes he had that one back. From the 42, A&M going to keep it on the ground. And here's Moss, and that's way too much to give up if you're Arkansas. A gain of about 7 is Le'Veon Moss, and that offensive line for Texas A&M has really come alive here in the 4th quarter.
Well, really, it's been the last 3 drives we've seen. We had nothing. A&M had nothing rushing the first 11 drives. 46 yards on the ground for the number 8 rushing offense in college football. It had been all Arkansas. And then the drive, after they go down, they come back. They run it for 55. We had a chunk run last possession from Le'Veon Moss. That front starting to get that push. And Le'Veon Moss really doing an outstanding job getting chunk yards in the run game.
Think about how this game historically has been a springboard for the winner. And primarily A&M. They've won most of these games lately. The last time Arkansas won was in 2021. They ended up winning 9 games that year. A&M, first year under Mike Elko, trying to win some of that fan base back that lost hope after disappointing back-to-back seasons under Jimbo Fisher. On second down, they run it, and it's a first down. And that pretty much does it. Down to the 43 is Le'Veon Moss. Only one more opportunity for Arkansas to call timeout. That's going to happen here. And now A&M can take a couple of knees and take a victory back to Bryan College Station.
What a fourth quarter for Le'Veon Moss and this offensive line. That final run that's going to seal it. It's Fayu, it's Basantis, and it's really the story of this football game. Coming in, it was the matchup we couldn't wait to see. It took a while, but in the fourth quarter, when they had to have it, the offensive line of Texas A&M imposed their will, and it's Le'Veon Moss, the breakout star of the fourth quarter. And this football team, Dave, riding him to the finish line, and a big-time victory for the Aggies. And the last play we saw, the Lycett, Fayu, nice seal, Basantis, that hole opens up, and all of a sudden now you look, Le'Veon Moss, 117 yards on the ground, and just about all of it has been these final 3 drives. What a performance here late by this Aggies rushing attack.
He had 22 yards in the first half, and there's the team rushing for A&M by quarter. Got an official stoppage here, but you think about the schedule for Texas A&M. They don't play Alabama. They don't play Georgia. They have Missouri at home next week. They play LSU at home. They have Texas at home. And Mike Elko in year 1 going to go to 4-1 and 2-0 in conference play.
And just the way they had to win this game. Not a lot going right offensively. It's with defense, what you'd expect from a Mike Elko coach football team. Such a defensive guru and all of his stops along the way, and then rolling their sleeves up and getting to their brand of football, running the ball. And you start to look at it, to your point, Dave. Missouri next week, I think that's a game that Texas A&M 100% can win. You get a bye week, then Mississippi State, LSU comes to your backyard, Texas comes to your backyard, and you miss a lot of the other upper-end teams in the SEC. What a win. What a performance in the fourth quarter for Mike Elko's Aggies.
And if you're Arkansas, another close loss. If you're a Razorback fan, you might be saying, here we go again, just like last year. Texas A&M 21, Arkansas 17. The Aggies win the final Southwest Classic at AT&T Stadium. And let's check in with Taylor, standing by with Coach Elko.
Thank you. It was the defense that got it done at the end. What does Nick Scorton mean to this football team?
Yeah, an awful lot. I thought those kids were relentless all day. We pressured him. He ran. It wasn't an easy pressure. He's got tremendous athleticism to come up with a sack fumble to win us the game. That was awesome.
You told me at half that your offensive line was getting their butts kicked. What changed in the second half to open up your rushing attack?
Yeah, some demeanor, some attitude. I thought we found some better angles, and Le'Veon Moss showed up in the fourth quarter the way we need him to.
What does this win mean for your program?
I just think it's the next step. It's the next step. We're not making big jumps. We're not making big statements. We're a 2-0 football team. We're going to go get ready, play a good Missouri team next week.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
The next step, Dave.
And Nick Scorton is a big reason why, again, Mike Elko wanted veterans, guys who've been around, had success elsewhere, and he had 2 sacks and the big forced fumble.
He set the tone. First play of the game was a tackle for loss, and then last play defensively, the biggest in this game. Relentless effort and pursuit to the quarterback. He wins with the rip. He chops that ball out, and the Aggies on top. And the young man from Bryan College Station who got passed up by the Aggies, went to Purdue, came back, is the hero here today in the Southwest Classic.
And he said, a lot of coaches, when they were trying to get me to transfer, it was all about NIL. He said Mike Elko wasn't even talking money. It was all his personality. Remember, Elko wasn't there as the head coach when he was coming out of high school, but he's a big part of Texas A&M in 2024. He helps the Aggies win it in Arlington, 21-17. For Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor, our entire crew, I'm Dave Pasch. Now back to the studio.